It came in the evening, yes. I actually lived on Flaming Gorge at the time, and when the flood came, well, it was actually the tornado sirens went off, so we actually had to go down in our basement at that time. But once the sirens turned off, I actually, you went back upstairs because they were telling you on the radio that it was done and they wanted people, not to be in the basements anymore. And so when I got up on top and I walked outside and was just kind of looking at the clouds and stuff, I could hear people hollering from the creek. Because we were so close to the creek right there, right at catty corner from actually the entrance way towards the creek in the back. We could hear people actually hollering. And so we did that time, it was me and a couple of the neighbors, we got a boat, and it wasn't my boat, it was another boat that was put in there, and this guy actually went and got his boat, put it in there, and he started going out there with his boat and pulling people in. As the people came in, we actually put them in our front yards, and we were bringing blankets out to actually, cover them up. And my wife was making, hot coffee and chocolate for the people that were sitting on our lawn. It was really neat. I say neat, but it was really incredible what we were doing at the time. Of course, it was just we're just acting on on something that just occurred. So we did everything we could to help these folks out. But what really makes me kind of laugh was when I told my wife about this. She said, "Well, she asked me if I could get our blankets back." So in other words, she remembers it, but that's what happened at that time. But the following day, really what we did was, again, I was more up in the avenues. What we saw up in that area was more of the broken branches and stuff. There was a lot of branches that broke from the tree limbs, and at that time all that stuff went to the landfill. So the boss at that time, Felix, gave the order that all branches were to be picked up in the street and in the alley. So what we did was we'd go out, and once we got done doing the routes, we just ran through the route that day and picked up any branches that were left on the street or big branches like that, and we hauled them out to the landfill. I think afterwards, that people actually drowned in it. I think that was really what I think was surprising, because you just didn't think something like that could happen. That people were drowning in their basements, for example. That really stuck out to me, because it just was very, something you just didn't hear about. And even when we were pulling people out from the Dry Creek area where that water was running through, how that, something that you could walk across, there was nothing ever there, and all of a sudden it was a raging river, and it was right along back of everybody's homes back there in Lakeview area right there. It was just a major river out there. And how the neighbors kind of got together, and we pulled all those people in. To this day I don't know that people knew how many people were really stranded out there. Yeah, some of those people actually drowned. A couple of them that they drowned. They were washed away. But there were a lot of people that got caught in those trees. They were actually climbing on the top of the trees. To this day, I remember them screaming for help. And, it was a faint scream that you would hear, but, I heard it, but I didn't know where it was coming from. And one of my neighbors, I remember, was Mr. Gooden, came across and said, "Do you hear that?" And we actually walked back there to the back, and then you saw that raging river back there, and we could see people actually hanging in trees. So, yeah, that was kind of one of the things I remember the most about it.